Everyone, welcome to Maths and Science Intervention Club. My name is Mr. Nkuna. Today we're gonna be doing the 2025 Mathematics Grade 8 revision. As you can see here, it says 3 June. So this is the paper that you were going to write about. But then unfortunately, we are going to receive a distinct paper. It means you are no longer going to write with this paper. But then we can also use it as for revision so that you can see what you are supposed to prepare for or what you are supposed to would have known, right? So as you can see, we have our cover page here. I'll start with it. I'm going to write my name here, Mr. Nkuna, grade 8, grade 8E, right? Then now let us go down and start. Here we have the instruction. It says read the instruction at each question. All sections are compulsory, and also we are looking at this one. It says run off your final answer to 2 decimal place, right? Now let us go to question 1, which is a multiple choice question. It says write the correct letter next to the question number, e.g. 1.6a, right? Now let us read 1.1. It says which statement is incorrect? Which of the following statements are incorrect? Now let us look at option A. Option A, it says the only prime factors of 24 are 2 and 3. So how do we find the prime factors? So here we're looking for something that is incorrect. So the prime factors, it means what would have happened if we decompose 24. If I decompose 24, let me just start with the first prime number, which is a 2. How many times does a 2 go into a 24? It goes 12 times. I decompose with another 2. It goes 6 times. I decompose with a 2. It goes 3 times. I decompose with a 3. It goes once. So here it says the prime factors of 24 are 2 and 3. And when I look here, I can also see that I only have 2 and 3s. Therefore, this particular statement, it is correct. But then as we are looking for the one that is incorrect, let us go to B. The difference between negative 8 and 11 is, the difference between negative 8 and 3 is 11, right? So if we were to have a number line here, a negative 8 here, and a 3 here, how many times are we going to go forward up until we are at this particular 3 here? How many times? It means I was going to say negative 7, negative 6, negative 5 up until I am at 11. Or rather, I can say 3 minus negative 8. The answer becomes what? 11. Therefore, this particular statement, it is also correct. It means 1.1 B, it is correct. Let us go to C. Commutative property is only for multiplication and addition. Commutative property, it means it does not matter how you rearrange, the answer will still be the same. Let us see. With multiplication, 3 times 4. And 4 times 3. What is 3 times 4? It's a 12. 4 times 3, it's a 12. Therefore, commutative property, it works for multiplication. Let us look at for addition. 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 2. What is 2 plus 3? 5. What is 3 plus 2? 5. Therefore, commutative property, it works for multiplication and addition. Therefore, it means A, B, C are correct. Let us look at D. 2, 3, 5, and 2, 3, 5, 7, and 9 are the first prime numbers. Now, the definition of a prime number, it has 2 factors, 1 and itself. So here, obviously, 2 is a prime number because it has 2 factors, 1 and 2. 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number. But then is 9 a prime number? Let us decompose a 9. It means if I had a 9 here, I can see that a 3 can go into a 9. How many times? 3 times. A 3 can go into a 9. How many times? It goes 1. Therefore, the factors of 9, it is not only 1 and 9, but there is 1, 3, and 9. Therefore, 9, it is not a prime number. It means the correct option for 1.1, it is going to become D. Right, let's go to 1.2. What is the value of x? So here we are looking at equivalent fraction. I have 5 over 7. It is equal to x over 21. What should the value of x be so that the left hand side and the right hand side are equivalent? Let us look. From 7 to 21, what happened? We multiplied by 3, 7, 14, 21, right? It means from 5 to x, I should also multiply by 3. Therefore, I'm going to have 5 times 3. The value of x becomes 15. Therefore, if we are looking at equivalent fraction, the value of x, it is going to become 15. Therefore, the correct option for 1.2, it is going to become D. Right, let us go to 1.3. Given a sequence, negative 11, there's P, negative 90, negative 23, and negative 27. What is the value of P? So for me to find the value of P, I should know I can rearrange this as a sequence, right? I will ask myself, from negative 11 to p, what happened? I don't know. Therefore, but then from negative 19 to negative 23, what happened? We subtracted a what? Negative 19, negative 20, negative 21, negative 22, negative 23. We subtracted a 4. It means, and also from negative 23 to negative 24, we subtracted at 4. It means from negative 11 to the value of p, I have to subtract a what? A 4 as well. Negative 11 minus 4, I'm going to have the value of p as negative 15. And the negative 15, the correct option for 1.3, it was going to become B, option B. Right. Then we have rearranged the following integers in ascending order. So ascending order, we have ascending order and descending order, right? So ascending, let's say we have A, B, C, D. Let us put a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. So from 1 to 4, we'll consider it as ascending from the smallest to the biggest. And from 4 to 1, we'll consider it as descending from the biggest to the smallest. So A, ascending starts with A. Therefore, you are moving from the smallest number to the biggest number, and descending starts with D. It means I'm moving from the biggest number to the smallest. So here we want to rearrange in ascending order. It means we are supposed to start from the smallest number to the biggest number. Therefore, the smallest number out of this option here, I'm going to see that it is negative 105, negative 23. Then after it's 15, then followed by what? By 125. It means this one should be my first term, second, third, and fourth. Therefore, I'll look for that option here, whereby the first number, it has to be negative 105. So far, it's C and D. After 105, I should have negative 23. So far, it's C and D. After negative 23, I should have what? A 15. It means the correct option is going to become a C, as from the ascending order, right? Let us go to calculate. We have 11,456 plus 34, so this one we can be able to use a calculator. This one, right? We are going to use a calculator for us to rearrange the following, for us to find the correct value. How can I do that? I'm going to say 11,456 plus 34,781 minus 0,01. So here the correct option, it is 46,227, right? Means here on my option I should look for 46,227, but then me trying to look for 46,227, I'm going to see I do not have 46,227, but rather I have 46,23, 46,24, 46,25, and 46,26. It means we are going to go to our instruction. It says round off your answer to 2 decimal places, and from this question we had 3 numbers after the comma. It means we have to take this particular answer and round it off to 2 decimal places, right? So we are going to see that this particular 7, it is more than 5. It means the value of this particular 2 will increase by unit. It means my answer will become 46,23. Therefore the correct option becomes A, right? Now let us mark for ourselves 1 mark each. You are going to receive 1 mark this side, 1 mark there, 1 mark here, 1 mark here, and also 1 mark here, right? Let us go to question 2. Question 2 says simplify the following fully without using a calculator. So we want to simplify fully without using the calculator, and we are required to show our steps, right? So if you still remember, we have what is known as board mass. It means I should start by dealing with the bracket first, right? So it means I'll have 18 plus 6 divided by what is 10 minus 7. I'll have a value of 3, right? I still have a bracket as well. It means I now have to divide. I'll have 18 plus what is 6 divided by 3. It's a 2. And what is 18 plus 2? It's a 20. It means the correct option for the correct answer for this question, it was going to become a 20, right? Let us go to 2.2.2. Simplify the following. I have negative 1. Now I have to remove the bracket, right? How do I remove the bracket? I'll have my negative 1. I have a positive and a negative. It means I'll have a negative 9. I have a negative and a negative. It is going to give us a positive 11, right? Then at this point, I can use a calculator. Negative 1 minus 9, negative 10. Negative 10 plus 11. The answer becomes positive 1. Therefore here it was for us to know that a negative and a negative will give us a positive. Then with 2.2.3, simplify the following without using a calculator. It means I'm going to have these two numbers will multiply and these ones we are going to add. It means I'm going to have a 2 times a 3 plus 5 divided by a 2 plus a 2 times a 4 plus 1 divided by a 4. 2 times 3, it's a 6. 6 plus 5, it's 11 over 2 plus 2 times 4, it's 8. 8 plus 1, it's 9 over 4. 9 over 4, right? So here the lowest common denominator is a 2. This part, the lowest common denominator is a 2. And that part, the denominator is a 4. Therefore, the lowest common denominator, it has to become a 4. So here, since I have a denominator of 2, it means I can multiply both sides by a 2. Then here I'll have multiplied by a 1. Nothing would change as well. It means I'll have 22 over 4 plus 9 over 4. Now the denominators are the same. I can keep the same denominator, which is a 4. I'll have a 22 plus a 9. It means I'm going to have what? Divided 4. 22 plus a 9, I'll have a 31 over 4. That becomes our final answer, 31 over 4. Now let us mark for ourselves. We are going to receive 1 mark for us knowing that we have to deal with the bracket first, and 1 mark for us having an 18 plus a 2, which is a 20. Here we are going to receive 1 mark for knowing that a negative and a negative will give us a positive, and 1 mark for the final answer, which is a 1. So here you'll receive 1 mark for the 31 over 4, and also you are going to receive 1 mark for this particular step here, and 1 mark for this particular step, right? That is your 7 marks, just like that. Now let us go to question 3. It says Jabu buys a loaf of bread with 16 slices, right? So this particular loaf of bread is our Albani. There are 16 slices in it. If Jabu eats 12 slices from the bread that had 16 slices and his brother eats the rest, represent the slices eaten by Jabu and his brother as a simplified ratio, right? So the loaf had how many slices? It is 16, and Jabu ate how many? He ate 12. How many slices are left? It is 4. It means from the 16 he ate 12, then his brother would have eaten 4 slices. We want to represent this as a simplified ratio. It means the ratio is 12:4. For every 12 slices that Jabu eats, his brother will eat 4. But then how do we do as a simplified ratio? We divide by the highest common number. We are going to divide by 4 both sides. Divide by 4. It means the simplified ratio will become 3:1. It means for every 3 slices that Jabu eats, his brother he is going to eat 1 slice, right? Let us go to 3.2. A fridge costs 9,800 before a discount. So we know what is a discount. It means you are buying something at a lower price because they've reduced a certain amount from the original price. So the original price of a fridge, it was 9,800. Then there was a discount. If a discount of 15% is applied, so it means from the original price of 9,800, 15% will be taken off. Therefore, what is going to be the price of the new fridge if the discount it is taken away? Let us bring back our calculator. How will I find the value of the price of the fridge? I'm going to have 9,800, which is the original price, times 15 over 100. I want to find the discount. I'll have 9,800 times 15 over 100 because it's a discount. And how much do we get? 1,470. It means the price of the fridge will be reduced by 1,470. It means the new price of the fridge, it is going to become 9,800 minus 1,470. It means the price of the fridge will become 9,800 minus 1,470 means the price of the fridge will become 8,330. That is going to be the new price of the fridge. Or rather, you can also use this formula to say we are looking for the new price of the fridge. You can say 9,800 times 100. Since it is a discount, we are going to say minus 15% over 100. It is also going to work, but then this one will give you the full amount of the price of the fridge after a discount. It is not going to show you this 1,470 as the discount, so you are going to receive 8,330, right? Then let us go to 3.2. We have Laila. Laila buys a computer on a hire purchase. Now let us try to define what is a hire purchase. Hire purchase, it is whereby you are buying something without paying the full price immediately. So it doesn't mean you are not going to pay the full price, but then you are not going to pay the full price immediately. It means there's a certain time frame that you are given to pay for that particular item. Now it means, let us say there was this particular computer in this particular scenario, right? Now let us try to read this statement as a whole. It says Layla buys a computer on a hire purchase. She pays a deposit of 1,200 and then pays off the remaining amount over a period of 2 years by means of monthly repayments at an interest of 12% per annum, simple interest. If the cash price of the computer was 16,000 rands, okay, calculate the amount Layla is required to pay each month. Now let me just explain what is happening here. We have Layla. She wants to buy a computer that is worth 16,000 rands, but then she does not have the 16,000 rand right now. The only amount that she has, it is this particular 1,200, right? So she's going to pay 1,200 for a computer that is worth 16,000 rands. It means there's a certain amount that she doesn't have that is going to be repaid on a hire purchase for a period of 2 years. So let us try to analyze here. So the cost price of the computer, it is 16,000 rands. How much did she pay? She paid 1,200 rands. How much is left for her to pay? It means we are going to try and figure that out. So we are going to have 16,000 rands minus 1,200 rands. So it means we have 14,800. Means from the computer that is worth 16,000 rands, she was able to pay 1,200 rand. Means this particular 14,000 rands, it is going to become the remaining. It is the remaining amount. This is the remaining amount. This is the amount that is going to be repaid in a period of 2 years, right? But then the catch is, if you are going to wait 2 years to pay an amount, that amount will not remain as 14,800. It is going to gain interest. That is why we have this particular 12% interest per annum. Means him not paying the 14,800 immediately and waiting for 2 years. It means this particular 14,800, it is going to gain interest. Let us find the interest. I am going to say 14,800 times, how many percent is he charged? Is she charged 12 over 100 for how many years is she going to pay for this computer? 2 years. It means I'm going to have 14,800 times 12 over 100 times 2, which is going to become 3,552, right? But then the total amount to be paid, it is going to become the original 14,800 plus the 352. So the original amount, it is no longer 16,000 rand because she paid a deposit of 1.2. Therefore, in total, how much does she owes? She owes this amount plus, I'm going to have a plus here. I'm going to have a plus 14,800. Means in total she owes 18,352. So this 18,352, it is going to be paid at a period of 5 years, of 2 years. I mean, it means we are going to divide by 24 because in 2 years we have 24 months, and we want to know how much is she supposed to pay each and every month, right? Therefore, I'm going to divide this amount by. I'm going to divide this amount. I'm going to divide this amount by 24. It means divide by 24. It means each and every month Leila, she's supposed to pay 764,67, 2 decimal place. That is the amount of money that Leila, she's supposed to pay each and every month. Now let us try and mark for ourselves. So this question was worth 3 marks. You are going to receive a mark for you knowing that if Jabu eats 12 slices, there's 4 slices that is left, and then you are going to receive 1 mark for each correct ratio. Then here you will receive 1 mark for finding the discount, 1 mark for you knowing that you have to subtract the discount from the original amount, and 1 mark for the new price of the fridge. Then this one, it was worth 5 marks. You will receive 1 mark for you knowing that for us knowing that we have to subtract the deposit from the original amount. 1 mark for us knowing that we have to find this particular interest, because that particular 14,800 is going to gain interest. 1 mark for adding the original amount that was left up after paying a deposit and the interest, us dividing by 24, because in 2 years we have 24 months, and us finding the 764 as the amount to be paid each and every month, right? Let us go to question 4. Consider the pattern that is made up of sequences. So that is made up of squares. I mean, pattern term number 1, this is term number 1, T1. I can say this is term number 1, term number 2, and term number 3. In term number 1, how many squares do we have? There's a table that is formed. In term number 1, we have 1 square. In term number 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 squares. In term number 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In term number 3, we have 9 squares. Therefore, here we are required to use the pattern to complete the table below. In term number 4, how many squares were we going to have? It means I have to know what is happening in my pattern. From term number 1 to term number 2, how much did we add? How do we find the difference? We say T2 minus T1. It means I'm going to have, say, 5 minus 1, which is a 4. How do I find the difference as well? I say difference equals to T3 minus T2. I'm going to say 9 minus 5. The difference, it is a 4. So I am having a constant difference, right? I'm having a constant difference. Therefore, it means from term number 3 to term number 4, I have to add 4 squares. It means I'll say 9 plus 4, I'll have 13 squares here. 13 plus 4, I'm going to have 17 squares here as well. That is going to become the next 2 terms: 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? Then write down a rule that describes the number pattern. Basically, we can also say we are required to write the rule in words. I can say start at 1, right? Add 4 from 1 to get 5. Continue adding 4 from the previous number to get the next consecutive number. Or you can find the general rule. How do we find the general rule? Say Tn equals to Dn plus something, where distance for the difference. So we know that difference is a what? It's a 4, open a bracket, plus something. Choose any position. At position number 2, how many squares do we have, right? At position number 2, so here you put the position, and here you put the number of squares or the value in that position. It's a 5. So I'll have a 5, it is equals to 8 plus something. Is 5 and 8 the same? No. What can I do from an 8 to get a 5? Subtract a 3. It means my rule become 4n minus 3. That becomes my rule. Tn equals to 4n minus 3. Right. Then how many squares are needed to make term number 28? Means if I were to continue with this pattern, at term number 28, T28, how many squares were we going to have? Now already I know my general rule. I'll say Tn it is equals to 4n minus 3. Term number 28, it is equal to 4, open a bracket, minus 3. It means here I have to substitute a 28, right? Going to use my calculator. I will say 4, 28 minus a 3. It means at term number 28, how many squares was I supposed to have? I was going to have 109 squares, right? That is going to be the number of squares that I was going to have at term number 28. Then let us look at this question. It says, which term in the sequence will be formed by 121 squares? I know that if it says which term in the sequence is going to be formed by 5 squares, I know that at position number 2 or at term number 2, I have 5 squares. So here I'm looking for the position that is going to be made up of 121 squares. I'm going to say Tn is equals to 4n minus 3. I'm looking for the value of n, which is the position, right? Therefore, I want to know the value of Tn, which is the number of squares. So 121, it is equals to 4n minus a 3. This particular 3, it is negative. I'm going to group my like terms together. 121, it is negative this side, it is going to become positive there. 121, it is equals to 121 plus 3, it is equal to 4n. 121 plus 3, I'll have 124, it is equal to 4n. I'm looking for the value of n, which is the position that is going to be 124 here. I'm looking for the value of n, which is the position that is going to be made up of 121 squares. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Therefore, I'm going to have n, it is equal to 124 divided by 4. 1 divided by 4. It is going to become n equals to 31. Means at position number 31, I was going to have 121 squares. At position number 31, I was going to have 121 squares. Now let us mark for ourselves. We are going to receive 1 mark for the 13 and 17, 2 marks for the general rule, 2 marks for us knowing that we have to substitute 28 with this n, and 1 mark for the value of the number of squares at position number 28. Then here 3 marks for us knowing that we are looking for n and dividing by 4 both sides, and the value of n, which is 31. Right, let us go to question 5. Question 5, where Mr. Smith wants to take his class on a trip. Now he hires a bus, right? He pays 3,000 to hire a bus plus 15 rand per kilometer that they drive. So for Mr. Smith to use the bus, he will pay a hiring fee of 3,000, even if Mr. Smith does not use the bus. But then for him to hire the bus, he will pay 3,000, and he will also pay 15 rand for every kilometer that he uses. Then it says provide a formula to calculate the cost of the trip. So the total cost of the trip, right, it is going to become 3,000 rands for hiring plus 15 times n, where n represents the number of kilometers used, number of kilometers driven or used, right? It means even if Mr. Smith doesn't drive the car, he will still pay the 3,000. And if he drives the car, he will pay 3,000 for hiring the bus and 15 rand for every kilometer that they use. And n stands for the number of kilometers that they are going to use. Means the total trip will become 3,000 plus 15n, whereby n, if he drives for 20 kilometers, it means he's going to pay 15 times 20 plus the 3,000. If he drives 300 kilometers, it's going to become 15 times 300 plus the 3,000 for hiring. Therefore, this one becomes our formula. Now, 5.1.2, they take a trip and travel a distance of 80 kilometers. How much will Mr. Smith pay for the total trip and for him to hire? So the total cost, it is going to become 3,000 rands for hiring the bus plus 15 rand for every kilometer. And how many kilometers did he drive? He drove 80 kilometers. Means the total cost will become 3,000 times, I go and use my calculator, I will say times I'll have 15 times 80, which is 1,200. Means the total cost will become 4,200 rands, whereby it is 3,000 for hiring the bus and 1,200 for driving 80 kilometers, whereby each and every kilometer it is 15 rands, right? Then let us go to 5.1.3. If Mr. Smith paid 5,200 in total for the bus and the trip, how far did they travel? So the total cost, it is given to become 5,340. But then this 5,340, it comes from paying 3,000 for the hiring and a certain amount for driving this particular bus. So I'll have 3,000 plus 15 times n, whereby n stands for the number of kilometers that we are looking for. So this 3,000 and this 5,300, they are like terms. I'll have 5,340 minus 3,000, because this 3,000 it is positive this side, it is equals to 15n. What is go to my calculator as well. I'll have 5,340 minus 3,000, which is going to become 2,340, which is equals to 15n. I'll divide by 15 both sides, because the inverse operation of multiplication is division. Therefore, I'll have n. I'll have my 2,340 divided by 15, it means he drove 156 kilometers, right? It means for Mr. Smith to pay 5,340, he would have paid 3,000 for the hiring of the bus, and he would have paid the additional 2,340 for driving this particular bus for 156 kilometers, right? Let us mark for ourselves here as well. We are going to receive 1 mark for us knowing that we have to add 3,000 for hiring, and 1 mark for us to have to know that we are going to be charged 15 rand for every kilometer that we drive. Then here we are looking for the total cost. We are going to receive 15 times n, 1,200 plus 3,000, and 4,200, which is the final price of the trip. Here we are going to receive 156 kilometers, and asked to know that we are going to receive 2,340 for the hiring, for traveling, and 3,000 rands plus 15 for the total cost, right? Question 6. Write the following in an exponential form, right? An exponential form means we are required to write this particular solution exponent. In an exponent, we have the base and the power, the exponent, I mean. So in an exponential form, I'm going to have 2. When the bases are the same, we add the powers. There's a power of 1, there's an exponent of 1 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the power of 5, right? But then this particular negative and a negative, 2 negatives, they form a positive, the next 2 negatives, they form a positive, and the only negative will make a negative. Positive times positive, it's a positive, and there's a negative there. It means my final answer will become negative 2 to the power of 5, right? Then place a greater than, less than, or equals to symbol in the spaces that is provided to make the statement true. So on the first part, we have 4 plus 3. We are going to use a calculator here as well to be on a safe side. So for us to use a calculator on the first part, open a bracket. I'll have a 4 plus 3 all squared. 4 plus 3 all squared, I'm having a 49. Then I'll do this space as well. I'll have a 4 squared plus 3 squared. 4 squared plus 3 squared, that is a 25. Right, therefore, is a 49 and a 25, are they equal? Nope, means I have to put the correct sign. Out of these these 2 signs, which one should I put? A 49, it is greater than a 25, means I have to, or a 25, it is less than a 49, meaning this is the sign that I'm going to have. 49 is greater than 25. Therefore, on the other side, 6.2.2, I'll have the square root of 100, which is a 10. And I'll have open bracket negative 5 squared, which is a how much? Which is a 25 again. Is 10 and 25 the same? Nope, it means I cannot have an equal sign. I cannot have that sign. But then is 10 less than 25? Yes, it means this is the sign that I'll have. 10 is less than 25. Therefore, here I'll have this part, this sign, and that particular sign. Right. Then we have 6.3, simplify the following, show all your calculations, right? So for us to simplify here, we can use a calculator, but rather in a smart way. Don't just punch everything in a calculator. Nope. Start with the first part, 1 over the square root of 1 over 16, which is 1 over 4. So we are going to have a 1 over 4 plus, use a calculator again, negative 2 to the power of 3. It is negative 27. Negative 27, right? But then it's better to write negative 27. Yes, it's correct. Negative 27 minus negative 4 to the power of 0. If you still remember any number to the power of negative 1, of the exponent of 0, it is a 1. So here I'll have a what? I am going to have a 1, right? So this is what I have. 1 over no, this is not a 27, it's a negative 8 here. Why did I have a 27? It's a negative 8. 2 to the power of 3. Yes, it's a negative 8, not a 27. Then after, with this part, we are going to simplify. I'll have 1 over 4. Negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. This particular negative 9, it has a denominator of 1. multiply by 4 both sides. I'll have 1 over 4 minus 9, 18, 27, 36 over 4, right? Then now at this point I can use a calculator. I'll have a denominator of 4, I'll have a 1 minus a 36, and what is 1 minus 36? Negative 35 over 4. That becomes our final answer. Negative 35 over 4, it becomes our final answer. Then let us go to 6.4. Subtract the square root of 25 from negative 1 squared. Subtract means I'm subtracting this from that. That is what it means. Subtract this, which is the square root of 25, from negative 1 squared. It means I'll have negative 1 squared minus the square root of 25, right? Negative 1 squared, it is negative 1 minus the square root of 25, it's a 5. Therefore the answer becomes a negative 6. Now let us mark for ourselves on this question. 1 mark for us having this part, 1 mark for the correct sign, and 1 mark for us to change each of them. But then let us do this part. 1 mark for this one, then 1 mark for the final answer, and 1 mark for having the lowest common denominator as a 4, right? Then subtract. The order matters. It is not the square root of 25 minus 1 squared. No, it is negative 1 squared minus the square root of 25, which is a 5. That becomes our final answer. Question 7. Use the expressions below to answer the questions that follow. How many terms are in the expression above? How many terms? Term number 1, term number 2, term number 3, term number 4. Therefore, how many terms do we have? We have 4 terms, right? Then we have rewrite the expression in the descending powers of x. Descending meaning from the highest power of x to the smallest power of x. Means the highest power of x here, it is this part, negative 3x to the power 4. It means from the descending power of x, I'll have negative 3x to the power 4. After negative 3x to the power 4, I'll have negative 1 over 4. Negative 1 over 4 x to the power 3. Then after I'll have plus 2x squared plus x to the power of 0. Descending powers of x means from the highest power of x to the slowest power of x. Therefore, the highest it's a 4, followed by a 3, followed by a 2, followed by a 0. Right? Those are the descending powers of x. What is the value of the constant? If you still remember, a constant, it is a number that is not attached to a letter. So do we have a number here that is not attached to a letter? So far, it appears as if we don't have a number. Then if we go back here, what do you remember about this part? We saw that 4 to the power of 0, it gave us a 1. Therefore, it means this particular x to the power of 0, it is also going to give us a 1, because anything to the power of 0, it is a 1. Therefore, the value of our constant, it is going to become a 1, and the 1 has no letter attached to it. Write down the coefficient of x to the power of 3. Let us go to our terms. X to the power of 3, it is seen here. It means remove this x to the power of 3. What is the number that is attached to it? It is what? It is negative 1 over 4. It means the coefficient of x to the power of 3 will become negative 1 over 4. Now 7.2, simplify the following expressions fully. Algebra, we are dealing with like terms. The condition for a like terms, it is the same variable. So those particular variables should be the same in that particular terms, and they should also have the same exponent. Same variable, same exponent, right? So the letter here is an A, the letter here is A, the letter here is B. So far, this one is out because it has no partner. But then these two, since they are having the same variable, do they have the same exponent? This is A to the power of 1, A to the power of 1. Therefore, these are like terms. Now, since you are having your like terms, you are going to add, or you are going to subtract your coefficient. So I'm going to have a 4 minus a 5, which is a what? Negative 1. Means my answer will become negative 1A plus 2b. Therefore, the answer becomes negative a plus 2b. That becomes my final answer. 7.2.2, like terms again, same variable, same exponent. The variable here is x, the variable there is x. Are the x's having the same exponent? Yes, x to the power of 1, x to the power of 1. Therefore, I'm going to add or subtract my coefficient. But there I'll group my like terms together. I'll have 5x plus 7x. I'll have negative 3y plus 8y. 5x plus 7x, I'm going to a 5 plus 7, you add your coefficient, right, which is 12x minus negative 3 plus 8. Negative 3 plus 8 will become a positive 5y, right? Then let us go to the last part, 7ab squared. If you still remember, they should have the same variable. If it's ab, the variable for the other term should also become ab. So here I'm having ab squared. Let me go and look for another term that is having ab squared. Here I'm having ab only. Means these two, they are unlike terms, right? ab squared, I see here I also have an ab squared. Means those two, they are like terms. Group them together. I'll have 7ab squared plus 5ab squared. Then the second term is negative 3ab. Look for a 3ab. Let us use a different pen. Here I'm having negative 3. I have ab. Look for ab. I saw my ab as again that side, means I'll group them together. I'll have negative 3ab minus 9ab. Then this one has no partner because it is a squared b squared, means it is going to be left alone. Negative 3a squared b squared, right? Therefore, since these two are these two terms are like terms, I'll add or subtract the coefficient. What is 5 plus 7? I'll have a 12ab squared minus what is negative 3 minus 9. It is negative 12ab minus 3a squared b squared. That becomes my final answer. I'm done. I cannot continue further because like terms, they should have the same variable. So the variable here is ab, I agree. But then are the variables having the same letter? No. Here it's ab squared, here it's ab, and here is a squared b squared. Therefore, I'm going to stop there, right? Now let us mark for ourselves here. I'll have 2 marks for knowing that these two, they are like terms. You add or subtract your coefficient. And 1 mark for that. You knowing that the a and the b are unlike terms, you stop from there. 1 mark for grouping like terms together, and 1 mark for the final answer. Here you'll receive 1 mark for each of that, you knowing that your final answer will remain like that. So in total, this is how, even here, you're going to receive, you knowing that you have 4 terms, descending powers of x from the highest power of x to the smallest power of x. What is the constant? The constant, it is a number, no letter attached to it. But then here we saw that all of these terms have letters, but then we know that x, any number to the power of 0, it is a 1. Therefore, this becomes the coefficient of x to the power of 3, right? So this is how you were supposed to respond to this question on Wednesday if you were going to write this paper. But then now, since you're not going to write this paper, you will write a district paper. So this then came as for revision to help you prepare for it. All the best, good luck, practice more. So we managed to finish this paper in 42 minutes, although it was what? It was 1 hour 30 minutes. So you still have time to go check your mistakes if there are any. But then as we did not have any mistakes, now we have 50 over 50. Excellent. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.